Right, let's move on to those trending topics now. First up, hashtag Malema on unfiltered. And this, of course, last night here on SABC News with Sizwe Mpofu Walsh.
Indeed. Interesting interview that was held yesterday. Very nice one, in fact. That sit-down, sort of open and honest interview. Just Sizwe also trending, actually. So nice one to our colleague Sizwe, who, you know, just sat down and had a conversation. And of course, starting out with all the electricity issues and, you know, Malema addressing the fact that there could be a blackout. And then, of course, he, spoke a little bit more about that and a whole bunch of issues. And I think the one that people are getting was the one where he said, I think Sizwe asked him about, you know, whether or not he seems to blow with the wind. You know, one minute he says something and then he flip-flops and says something else. And then Malema turned around and said, "I am the wind." So I think that was one of those quotable moments that people are going to, I must say, I did giggle out at that one. Anyway, so that was the interview. If you missed it, you can watch it. It's definitely out there on our YouTube channel, and I'm sure you can catch it on our app.
Julius,
SABC
the wind,
He's
Malema.
The wind, absolutely. The wind beneath our wings.
Okay, on to stage 8 from that. I think segues nicely. So Eskom had that briefing, of course, yesterday morning, and we took that. And yes, that was like confirmation, I would suppose, for many, from an official perspective, that yes, we are going to see that stage 8. And of course, the issue of system collapse also addressed during that particular meeting. And, the officials from Eskom making it clear that that is rather unlikely. But the explanation, of course, is that it is unlikely because they won't allow it to get to that point, because they would rather, but they will load shed us.
Yeah.
Even if it means you're going to be out for 16 hours per day in a 32-hour cycle. They said they will do that. But this is the explanation, I suppose, for why Eskom is saying that we are not likely to see a system collapse.
All right, so there we go. Expect it, a long, harsh, cold winter coming our way.
Can I just quickly say something about the load shedding situation?
Go for it.
You know, I've been asking people to send me the areas that never receive load shedding.
Yeah.
3 people have called me. Areas that never received load shedding have been load shed in the past few days.
You're joking.
I'm not lying.
Oh my God.
I'm not lying.
You're
There's
like enemy
definitely
number
something.
one.
There's something. I don't know why, but some areas have just not seen load shedding
Wow.
for months on end.
Wow.
While we suffer here.
Okay.
Continue. Please feel free to continue sending them at Morning Live SABC.
Wow.
Tell us who's not being load shed in this country and why.
Sure. All right. So here we go. Let's move on now. Longwe is trending, and of course this is all coming from the Senzo Mayiwa murder trial. And Zandile Khumalo, the sister of Mayiwa's girlfriend Kelly Khumalo, is still continuing with that cross-examination. Remember, the murder took place in 2014, but Longwe is the one that's trending. And they were just saying, I don't know. Everybody's now talking to this, and the one where he sort of ran out with the guy had a gun and he ran out the door.
The attackers and the gun-wielding attacker, and Longwe ran, made his way out of the house, and people talking about everything that has been said about who did what happened in the house. This is going to continue for a while, and I think Zandile Khumalo's testimony, of course, much anticipated. So there's great interest in this. Incidentally, just looking at the streams on SABC's YouTube channel yesterday, you had, for example, the Ramaphosa versus Zuma trial. That was sitting at around, at the time when I took that comparison, about 1,700 views. And the Senzo Mayiwa case was sitting at 22,000 plus.
Wow.
And that's the great sort of interest, because those are people who are actually paying to watch that.
My goodness. So there you go. So the interest is very much so in that trial, and people are watching and dissecting it. And then finally, Hiroshima is trending, and this has all got to do with the BRICS summit. And
G7.
I beg your pardon. Well, I have no doubt the BRICS summit will come up there as well. I beg your pardon, the G7. And this is what the focus on. It's happening in Hiroshima. and this is where it's in Japan. South Africa not invited to attend this one, and they have on previous occasions been invited, but we know that there's a representative from the African Union that is going to be present at the 49th G7 summit, and I imagine issues and relationships between South Africa and Russia is going to be something that will be discussed there, and also talking to the fact that Biden, I think, is one of those topics he's going to address and say that he wants to initiate more bans on Russia, so that he just wants to tighten that grip even further. All right.
We shall see.
Indeed.
Lots going on.
That's Hiroshima.